deeper than music.
The core of you, the fans, the truth is deeper than music, deeper than music. Simply the truth is the latest, the newest. It's deeper than music, deeper than music. The core of you, the fans, the truth is deeper than music, deeper than music. Simply the truth is the latest, the newest. It's deeper than music, deeper than music.
Hello, this is your man Furious, Deeper Than Music Radio. Behind every great song, there's an even greater story. We're going to go ahead and switch it up. Each month, we have our special guest from Film Reviews 2, Deano. And we're going to talk movies today. We're going to talk BAFTA. We're going to talk Academy Awards and just movies in general. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Deano of UK Film Reviews 2 here on Deeper Than Music Radio. How you doing today?
I'm not bad. I hope everyone watching's alright, and I hope you're alright as well, Marcus.
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, man. I actually went to the movies yesterday and saw Alita. I guess we can talk about that movie later.
Yeah.
So we can talk about it later. I guess I like the visuals. There were certain things that were good. There were certain things that were bad. But yeah, we definitely have a lot to talk about. So I guess we'll first talk about. Do you want to talk Academy Awards or BAFTA first?
No, we can get the BAFTAs out of the way, just because they happened more recently, and if it's fresher in everyone's memory.
Okay.
Right. So, for Best Actor for Bohemian Rhapsody, Rami Malek won. He's the one who portrayed Freddie Mercury. I'm right in saying he won the. Was it the Golden Globe he won? I think
he did win the Golden Globes. I mean,
so usually what the tradition is, if you do well at the Golden Globes, you usually do well at the Oscars. So hopefully, two Best Actors will mean that he will win the Oscar. So which he does deserve in every right.
Yeah, I think they're well on their way because the movie's got nothing but phenomenal reviews. So I bet you're pretty accurate.
Oh, just because I'm accurate doesn't mean that people outside the Oscars will be as accurate as me.
Yeah.
I must admit, going down the list, The Favourite, which starred Olivia Colman, Rachel Weisz, and Emma Stone, won quite a bit. I mean, Olivia Colman won Best Actress, Outstanding British Film, Best Production Design, Best Makeup and Hair. Rachel Weisz got Best Supporting Actress. So, yeah, I'd say The Favourite won quite a lot there, and probably will not. Well, I don't know if clean up is the appropriate words, but I think in theory it should do well.
Yeah.
There is some good news for people who love The Star Is Born. It won Best Original Music.
Okay, and this is BAFTA, or?
This is BAFTA, yeah. In fact, it did win. If there's any Marvel fans out there who enjoyed Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, they'll be quite glad as well, because Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse won Best Animated Film as well at the BAFTAs.
Wow. Yeah, and like we said before, I have yet to see it, but I've heard one of the things was the animation's pretty forward-thinking. So yeah, hopefully if the sequel comes around, it will actually be as good as the original, but we can only hope. Yeah. Okay, and
are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Deano, can you hear me? All right, so we were talking about Spider-Man, and hopefully that the sequel will be better than the original.
Well, everybody hopes that. Everybody hopes the sequel will be better than the original.
Yeah, so it's always 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping that Avatar's sequel will be better than the first one, but that's a huge order. So
it is, but if there's any man who can do it, James Cameron is that man to do it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I should actually point out BAFTAs actually mean British Academy Film and Television Awards, because they're mainly because obviously we're in London and not many people know that. So I should just thought I'd clear that up.
And just a side question, in your experience, does the BAFTAs, do they mirror somewhat our Academy Awards here in the States? Because I know there might be films but I'm pretty sure that most British films get worldwide releases. So we would be familiar with the majority of them, correct?
Yeah, well, I say we should, but obviously it's a case of if they get overseas distribution. I mean,
Yeah, that's
if I
true.
said to you, yeah, I mean, obviously, majority of American movies, I guess, sent over here. Majority of the time, we do see them. There was a movie, I can't remember when it was, but it did really well in America. I can't remember the name of it, but it was only out like over here, out for a week, and then it was gone, and we're like, wow, we haven't even had time to watch it, and yet we were quite looking forward to it. I mean, obviously, like Spider-Man was released everywhere. Bohemian Rhapsody obviously was released first over here. Then I think it was released first over here. Then it went stateside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there is something else. Alfonso, I think I'm pronouncing this right. I think it's Spanish name, so I do usually struggle with these. Alfonso Cuarón. I can't remember. I don't know how to pronounce his name. His film Roma did quite well at the BAFTAs. I believe it's on Netflix at this point in time. It got Best Director, Best Film, and I think it was, Best Director and Best Film.
Oh, wow.
And it's a
Netflix movie. Oh, okay, that's pretty impressive, because I know the Netflix is doing, like, they're starting to make their mark on a lot of awards, rightfully so, because they do have some good content on their platform.
Definitely. I'm not sure if Bird Box counts as one, but I didn't mind it, but I could obviously think of better movies than it.
Yeah, because they actually got the one I just started watching, Umbrella Academy. So far, I've been engaged. I've not
started that yet. Because, I mean, the problem with Netflix is there's so much choice. It's like, right, I've seen this, I'll watch it. I'll just check if there's anything else. And then you go through this about 50 times, you're like, wow, I've got this much to watch. And so little time to watch it all in.
No, you're exactly right. And I think now, I actually find myself going to Prime now, Amazon Prime. They're starting to get on board with some shows, too. So it'll be interesting to see if Amazon Prime starts getting movies nominated or awards for some of their content.
Hopefully. I mean, what did we watch the other day? There's a lot of Amazon Prime TV series that do quite well. I mean, Julia Roberts has got one out called Homecoming, which I think... Yeah. I'm not sure if it's been... is it an Academy Award or something like that? But a few of them actually have been nominated. I can't remember exactly which ones, but there is a lot. Sky's got some original movies out. None of them have been nominated.
Yeah.
Well, as time goes by, we'll have to see if our prophecy holds true. I'll say more than Netflix and Amazon Prime TV shows or movies get nominated.
Yeah, because I think, like, isn't it Amazon? Netflix has invested a lot of money in shows and content, and you hear, especially with their comedians, getting a lot of money for their specials. Yeah. So
I think Amy Schumer's had one on. I think Chris Rock's had one on.
Yeah, Chris Rock, Chris Tucker.
That's it, Chris Tucker. Yeah, Chris Tucker, Chris Rock. I know for a fact Amy Schumer's had one because I've dallied with the option of do I watch it or don't I watch it.
And Dave Chappelle, and I think he actually won an award for his show. I can't remember. I think he did win an award.
So aside from hold on, who else is on here? Aside from hold on, I'm trying to pronounce his name. Mahershala Ali for the Green Book. I'm usually quite good with names, but some of these names leave me a bit tongue-tied. Yeah, he got Best Supporting Actor for Green Book, which I haven't really got around to watching it, but from what everyone says, he's actually quite well and done quite well, and he's actually quite good.
Okay, and this is BAFTA.
This is BAFTA still, yeah.
Oh wow, okay, that's pretty interesting.
Side note: Bohemian Rhapsody did win Best Sound as well there. So I think that's about it for the BAFTAs.
Okay.
Now, a subject that everybody who's listening in America can think about and relate to, the Academy Awards, are just around the corner.
There you go, yeah. And we're going to talk about...
Yep.
Oh, go ahead. That's going to say we're going to go over the nominations.
Yep. The nominations, well, these are just so everybody knows, these are what I think should win. As everybody knows, it's not usually a case of what we want. It's usually a case of what the panel see as worthy of winning. I mean, Avatar should have cleaned up one year, but it didn't.
No, it didn't.
And the majority of it got done to the Hurt Locker. I mean, Birdman won a load. I've watched it, and I don't think it's that good.
Yeah, and I think you're right. That year, Avatar, I thought it should have cleaned house, but like you said, it didn't, unfortunately.
No, it's almost like a movie travesty, if you like. So, with that said, Best Picture nominations, which has Bohemian Rhapsody, Green Book, Star is Born, and obviously I haven't had a chance to watch it yet because it's not been released over here, but the Dick Cheney one, the biopic called Vice.
Oh, okay, yeah, with I see. Yeah. Was it Christian Bale? No, it's not Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Who played? Yeah, it was Christian Bale.
Christian Bale who played him. Sam Rockwell was George. I think it was George W. Bush. So yeah, a lot of these I have seen, but there is some like Vice that I haven't actually watched yet because they're not released here yet. So I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. I think you'll probably agree with this. I said I expect Bohemian Rhapsody to win Best Picture.
I think it will. I think it has a pretty good shot.
Yeah,
it's been getting rave reviews, and like you said, other awards are precursors.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And although if that doesn't win, Star is Born should win or be second. I put Green Book, Star is Born, and Vice amongst the second, third, and fourth favourites. Obviously, I can't really say anything about Vice because I've not watched it because I haven't actually got it over in England yet. But that's my prediction. So for Best Actor,
I think you're right. Yeah, no, I think you're right. It'll be Bohemian Rhapsody. Second place would be A Star Is Born. Third would be the Green Book. Vice hasn't really. Yeah, I think you're right because Vice hasn't had. It doesn't in America. It didn't have the momentum or the critical acclaim that those three had.
Yeah, and it had a great cast list in it, and it's done by Adam Mackie, who did the what was it called? The Big Short, and I love that movie. It was a movie about finance when even someone like me, and I'm not exactly the best financial whiz, even that made a lot of sense. He made that make a lot of sense. So if it didn't get critical acclaim, I'm actually quite shocked. But then again, it just depends on recurring factors, doesn't it?
Yep.
Right, so Best Actor. So for this, there is only one winner for me, Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody.
And I would agree with that.
If you've actually read how much effort he put into the role, you will understand why he's been winning as many awards for it as he has been. And if he doesn't get this, then quite frankly, it's a travesty.
Yeah, and
but if not, it should go to Bradley Cooper or Christian Bale
for Vice.
Because Christian Bale, I don't know if many people know this or not, but Christian Bale once went from say a healthy 13 stone to a 7 stone to play a worker. I think it was a mechanic worker who had insomnia. And honestly, if you saw Christian Bale,
the Machinist, right? The Machinist.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
I swear to God, if you think about watching it, just have a visual picture of what you think Christian Bale should be, then watch that, and you will be utterly shocked by his transformation.
No, he looks scary. He looks scary in The Machinist. Yeah, I remember that.
I've hardly watched it, and the fact that I can see Christian Bale being 7 stone is trauma enough to I don't really want to watch this. Apparently, Mrs. Christian Bale wasn't very happy that he did that. To be fair, I don't think any wife would be.
Yeah, and actually, I heard that he actually had health problems because of that.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's dedication. Okay. That's dedication.
Yeah. Right. So, Best Actress. I don't know. I know there's many nominations, but there is only one winner for me, Lady Gaga. There is no other choice.
Yeah, I can see that as well. I mean, she's gotten rave reviews, and this is kind of
a career
reestablish her music career as well.
Best Supporting Actor. I'm going to say I've not seen Vice, but I know how good of an actor Sam Rockwell is, and I know the rave reviews. I can't pronounce his name. Excuse me. Hold on a minute. Mahershala Ali's been getting for Green Book. So as long as one of those two win, I'm happy.
Okay.
Now, for Best Supporting Actress, this is kind of a bit of a handicap, really, because two of my three choices are actually in the favourite. One's actually Emma Stone, the other one's Rachel Weisz, and the other one is Weisz's Amy Adams, because I know how good of an actress she is. And she can literally, well, I'll not say make any role her own, but she played Lois Lane a lot better than Kate Bosworth did. So if she can do that, I'll put all my weight behind her.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that. She did play better.
Well, Best Animated Feature, I think you know what my answer is going to be with this. It'd probably be a lot of people's answer. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
And just out of curiosity, what other, so it would be going up against Wreck-It Ralph, right? What were the other animated? I'm just out of curiosity. I mean, this is a sure and win.
Yeah, it should be. Just bear with me a minute. I've got the thing here somewhere. So I'm just going down the list as we speak.
Oh yeah, no problem. I'm just out of curiosity. I'm not. While you're doing that, what do you think about?
I got it. Best Animated Feature. Ralph Breaks the Internet. So Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, okay.
There's also Incredibles 2 and Isle of Dogs. And there's a Japanese animated feature in there as well.
Oh, with the dogs.
I think it is. I think it's called Mirai. I think it's called. Yeah, Isle of Dogs is the one with the dogs. I've never even heard of Mirai because I don't really watch enough Japanese, but I do know that the Japanese make great horror. I do know that much.
So you think it would beat The Incredibles? Yeah, I could see that.
Spider-Man would beat anyone. I think the only thing it wouldn't beat would be Toy Story 4 if it was released at the same time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, it has gotten, and then, yeah, right, because I one thing I noticed about The Incredibles 2, it went straight to Netflix and DVD pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has any bearing.
It should do. Now, there's a bit of sad news in this one, in the Best Director category. There's one person missing on this list, and I think anyone who's watched Star Wars Born will agree with me, but Bradley Cooper is not in the has not been nominated for Best Director.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe that, because I'm absolutely shocked, because he should be in there. I mean, Spike Lee's in there. The New York Knicks' biggest fan, I should point out, Spike Lee's in there. Adam Mackey's in there for Vice. Alfonso Cuarón for Roma's in there. And Yorgos Lanthimos, I think that's his name, right, is there for The Favourite. So, to be fair, if Alfonso won Best Director at the BAFTA, then he has to be a strong contender.
And you said he's not in there at all.
Yeah, Bradley's not in there at all, and he should be in there. I actually had him quoted as saying that he was embarrassed because he feels he hasn't done enough for that movie, but the fact is he has, which is a bit sad because he should be in there, and if he was in there, he would have won it. It's one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of odd. That's pretty interesting. Do you have any theories on why he's...
I don't know. To be honest with you, there's only so many people on that panel who can explain that answer, and unfortunately I don't have the answers.
Yeah.
Right, Best Original Score. Just going through the list, because there's a lot. There is actually a lot. I think if I would have done them all, it would have took a lot longer. But I've just basically shortened it to a few. So where were we? Best Original Score. I still think. I think Bohemian Rhapsody should win But I really want Black Panther to win for two reasons. Because Marvel's never really won an Oscar, and it should. And Black Panther was something else in terms of this line of Marvel's phases they do. Because the visual effects was something, and the sound was something, and it sort of features like Wakanda is a third world country, but it's not. It's actually like a high tech society.
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
I can't say I really didn't bet. I mean, yeah, the music was driving, but I really didn't pay that much attention. And Bohemian Rhapsody, the music, I mean, part of the Queen legacy is the foundation is the music. Yeah, I mean, they did a really good job with marrying the music with the visuals. So I would agree with you on that.
Right, where are we? Best original score? Yeah. Best original screenplay. I'll just simply give it to Adam Mackie for Vice, and I think there's 3 nominations for the Green Book in it. So literally the Green Book lot, and everybody who did the Green Book, I will say on that.
Okay.
I'm speaking for there's best adapted screenplay, but I definitely expect A Star Is Born to win that. But then again, like I've been saying, it's a case of it's probably not what I think will happen. It's what I want to happen, but not necessarily what I think will happen. Because obviously, majority of the time, it's the opposite of what we want to win.
Case in point, Avatar. In case in point.
But I'll tell you one thing they should unanimously agree with me on is Best Original Song, which is Shallow by Lady Gaga, and done by Mark Ronson as well. And I must admit, it's been a while since I've heard that name in any sort of... Right, Best Cinematography, definitely Star Is Born. Like I said, that is the one movie I have actually said, and I've been on record to say it is as near enough as perfect to a movie as you can get. And the cinematography was very different because even though it started off sort of like really light, it kind of was done like dimmer. And then it just got like dimmer throughout the movie, so it kind of made it look darker. When Bradley Cooper sort of was like in the high, and then it got really bad, and then it went like darker and darker, so to reflect his mood that was going on.
Okay. So you're saying the movie is near perfect. So I mean, hopefully the Academy agrees. I mean, it's gotten rave reviews.
Yeah. So best visual effects. Well, this is hands down for me. Ready Player One, because I have never seen a movie where I have been so impressed by all the visuals, and I've just gone like, wow, 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 and it's basically an 80s nostalgia fest, which for guys like you and me is perfect.
Yeah, and we were saying, like, last time we were talking about that movie, they have so many, like you said, 80s nostalgia and so many different characters. Like, you had mentioned the guy from Mortal Kombat, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't catch him in the movie. Let me go back and look at it.
Yeah. I've always said that movie needs to be watched twice. Once to actually watch it, and twice to see how many famous names or cartoon characters or props you can name. I mean... To be honest with you, I've watched it a few times since we last had a chat, and I still can't name half of them. Half of the, I'll say the cameos that are in there. Yeah, but then again, I guess I wonder if that was what Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg said. Right, let's pile everything we've done over the last 30 years into a movie and see if everybody remembers every single person or prop that we've put in it.
Yeah, and then like the level of detail was so impressive. Like even when he was driving backwards with the King Kong or whatever, just the detail. I mean, I had to go back and watch it just to like, man, look at the level of detail. So yeah, I think that's a shoe-in.
We think it's a shoe-in. We hope. We pray. We cross all our fingers and toes. Best costume design. Well, obviously, since I'm a bit of a Marvelite, I'm not biased, but the Black Panther should be in with a shout I all those I'll say science fiction suits they had in there were absolutely brilliant. But I have not got to rule out. I can't rule out Mary Queen of Scots because figures I've found with, I'll say, historian movies, they always require a bit more detail with their costumes.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, anyone who's seen Pirates of the Caribbean will know that they tried to fit Keira Knightley into a corset. I mean, how much time must have been done to do that corset and that dress that they had?
Yeah, that would take like ample time, and then the level of detail of the pirate outfits, and then the time outfits for that era.
I definitely expect. I have seen Mary Poppins Return, so I expect that to be within the shout as well. But that's what we have.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Mary Poppins. It's definitely a movie to watch with your kids, so that you were like, "Is this what you?" So say you with your son or daughter, and they ask, "Did you used to watch it? Did you watch the first one when you were my age?" And you can just go, "Yeah, I watched this." Or in my case, I watched it at Christmas a lot with my mum, my sisters, and my brother.
So a lot of people were saying, would you agree? They were saying it was pretty much an updated remake. Is that pretty accurate of Mary Poppins?
I would call it that, but anybody who's watched the original will miss Julie Andrews in it because I did. I'm not going to say Emily Blunt is a bad Mary Poppins because she's not. She's lovely and she's brilliant. She's funny. But, again, she's not Julie Andrews. And it's like when they're doing Aladdin, which we'll probably go into a bit of detail in later. I should point out, I did watch the trailer before we came on. I mean, it's not really that much to say, but we all know Will Smith's going to be the genie. But anybody who's watched Disney's original will want Robin Williams to be the genie. But the fact is, no matter how good Will Smith is, which he probably will be, he will not match Robin Williams at all.
No, he won't.
Anybody who's watched the original and has been a fan of Robin Williams, like me and my sister have, we know for a fact that Will Smith, I won't say suck, because that's been a bit harsh on the man, but he won't be as good.
No, he won't. And then I saw the trailer where they showed him as the genie, and I'm pretty sure you saw the memes and how people were like, it looks a little bit scary.
Yeah. That's
going to take some adjusting and something to get used to when I watch the movie.
I think when everybody looks at him scary, I think, are we watching I Am Legend? Right, let's get back on this list. Best sound mixing. So I will say between Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, which is Neil Armstrong's attempt to land on the moon with Ryan Gosling, Claire Foy, Star Is Born, and Black Panther. They are in the running, but I would definitely put my money behind Bohemian because obviously you and I, we love Queen, so for us there's no other choice, no other option.
Yeah.
Production design? Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, like you said, as Queen's fan, and the movie was built around the music. The marriage was so perfect. So I agree with you.
Right. Best production design. Well, First Man's got quite a rep for it, but it has to be Black Panther. I'm putting my weight behind Black Panther, but just so everyone knows, don't expect it to win because it probably won't. It'll probably be another movie that has been absolutely useless. Now, this is actually quite a difficult one. As best makeup, because I think Mary Queen of Scots is in the running. Because how do you make Margot Robbie not as pretty as she always is?
Okay.
First, but we have to mention Vice because Christian. I'm sure.
The transformation.
Yeah, put on £40 for it, and he's gone from like being Bruce Wayne to being Dick Cheney.
Yeah. And to be honest, I didn't even recognize him when I saw the previews. I was like, okay, where's Christian Bale? And yeah, they did an impressive job with the makeup.
Yeah, it's like when you recognize the voice, but your eyes are kind of like saying, "Really? Is that really Christian Bale?" Again, it's coming back to the mechanic, isn't it? We know it's Christian Bale with our ears, but we look at him and think, "Is that really Christian Bale?"
Or like, you ever watch Tropic Thunder and they had, was it
Oh,
Tom
yeah,
Cruise? Tom Cruise.
Ben Stiller. Oh, I think are you on about Robert Downey Jr.?
And Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Like the makeup was impressive.
Oh God. I know. Right. That is actually the end of the Academy Award nominations. Now, should we do some movie news?
Yeah, let's get into some movie news. So
Right. So first up, as majority of people know, Disney is buying 20th Century Fox for allegedly $92 billion. So when that sale eventually goes through, Disney will absorb all of 20th Century Fox's assets and get all the Marvel properties back. So we're talking Deadpool, Fantastic Four, X-Men, which for Marvel comic book fans, and I know one, he is actually rather excited by it. But Disney CEO Bob Iger has actually said that he will make sure that properties that Disney will own, like Deadpool and the upcoming Black Widow movie, which is being made soon, he will keep them rated R, which is obviously there's rated R in America where you are.
yeah,
But for it's either a 15 or an 18. So I think is great news because, I mean, anyone who's seen both Deadpool and Once Upon a Deadpool will think that, yeah, I mean, Once Upon a Deadpool isn't too bad, but it's not Deadpool.
no, it's not. It's not. And I actually, I saw Deadpool once. I saw both of them, and I didn't realize that Once Upon a Deadpool was just a watered down Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
For the
I mean, it was good, but you wouldn't take Once Upon a Deadpool over proper Deadpool or any day. If you had no choice, if you had kids with you, then fair enough. It's like, bye kids, this is Deadpool and this is what he does. But you wouldn't show them the rated R version, would you?
No. And I guess the question we hear, because we talked about Netflix, and I heard because isn't Disney supposed to start their own streaming?
Yeah, actually, I was going to come on to that in a bit, but since you brought it up, we can come into it now. Everyone knows Captain Marvel's coming out either, I think it's in a few weeks or next month. Now, what I should point out with everyone else, what usually happens is goes in cinema, comes on DVD, then say a couple of weeks or a couple of months after it's been on DVD, it goes straight to Netflix. It's not happening anymore because obviously with Disney launching their own streaming service later this year, I think it's the end of the year is what they've actually targeted it. Captain Marvel will be the first Marvel-made movie that's been released in cinemas that will headline Disney's streaming service. So there has actually been some flaws pointed out that yes, Netflix pay X amount of millions of dollars to Disney to let the movies be on there, but it's like the time on a cliche. If you start in something new and you don't have anything on it to say, right, this is why you should choose us and not Netflix or Amazon Prime. If there's nothing on there, then people are just going to think, like, why am I wasting my money? I might as well just stay on Netflix or Amazon Prime. Yeah,
and I think the thing is too. Personally, it's late in the game. Like Netflix is such a behemoth, and they have good content. Like they have, I don't think by Disney pulling their content and trying to start their own thing, it'll hurt Netflix, but not a big hurt, if anything.
It's like everything. If they don't have something, it'll just be a case of, right, we can't have that anymore. We'll find something else.
Exactly. Like this. You haven't seen it yet. The Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
It reminds me of X-Men.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Yeah. And that reminds me as well. I mean, there's plenty of. I mean, obviously, I can only speak over here. I mean, I think Marvel's Runaways. We've got Marvel's Runaways on Sky, which is basically satellite. We've got that. We've got Legion as well, which is on Fox. I think there's a load of Marvel. There's a load of Marvel movies on. I think it's Amazon Prime.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on Amazon. Is actually on Prime membership. So it's not a case of there's not enough Marvel stuff to watch. I mean, Netflix still has like Daredevil, Defenders, Jessica
Cage,
Jones.
yeah.
Yeah, Jessica Jones is supposed to be coming later this year because they filmed a third series of it. But it's like everything. For whatever reason, Netflix or Marvel cancelled it. No doubt when they've actually finished everything, they will probably go straight back to Disney and start, say, another way. But obviously, with everything that's been done, you can't ignore the impact that Marvel's connection with Netflix has had. I mean, David Tennant was absolutely brilliant in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil, was absolutely brilliant.
And it's all about... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he actually was quoted as saying he's absolutely gutted that he won't be playing Daredevil anymore, but there's nothing to say that he can't play him in future.
Yeah, and I think one thing is all about content, and I mean Netflix is a behemoth, so it's going to be interesting to see how this Disney thing pans out.
Behemoths can be trounced.
That's true.
That reminds me. Apparently, Black Widow will start filming next month at some point. Oh. So it'd be interesting. So no details have been released yet, but it will be interesting to see how they take it with what we've already I'll say the Avengers big movies. Yeah. Speaking of Avengers, there's rumours that a Marvel character called Black Knight could be featured in Avengers Endgame.
Oh,
and I'm assuming, have you ever heard of a Black Knight?
No, I haven't. That'll be pretty interesting.
Either. But I did some research, and instead of going through a 30 line page, I'll just give you the basic premise. Where he was actually in two reprints. One was Avengers 171, which was an issue with a story that was called Endgame, which is also the title of the Avengers new movie.
Oh.
Hint, hint. And apparently, just to go through what he can do, he's actually inherited an enchanted sword. It's called the Ebony Blade. It's basic. I'm trying to think of an example so everyone can relate. It's kind of like having a sword in your hand and then having the sword telepathically tell you that you must kill everyone. That's probably the nearest example I can get to, I'll say, giving everybody an idea of what exactly it is.
That sounds like that makes sense. I mean, it'll be a formidable weapon against the current nemesis.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Apparently, his sword was endowed with magic by Merlin and Merlin's daughter Roma in the comics.
Oh wow.
Yep, endowed by Merlin himself. Right, there is some more Marvel, but I hope I'm not making everybody turn off. Avengers Endgame is currently logged in at 3 hours, and Marvel has seriously considered adding an intermission to it halfway through.
Wow. Wait, what's the longest movie yet? It's like 2 hours is the...
I'll say your average Marvel movie is about 2 hours 10 to 15. I mean, usually a new movie you would associate with intermission would be really long movies like Gone with the Wind. You could have even had Hateful Eight as having... I'm not sure if Hateful Eight did have an intermission or not. But it was over 3 hours. But I know everyone will whinge, say, well, why do we need an intermission for a 3 hour movie? But as I actually know this, when you're dying to go to the toilet and it's a case of I don't want to relieve me seat in case I miss something, yes, it will prolong the agony another 15 minutes, but it'll be worth it if you need to go to the toilet or you've run out of a drink or you need some more popcorn or you have to take a call that you can't wait on. So yeah, I actually wouldn't mind an intermission. I know it's quite old-fashioned of me, but sometimes it's better to have a break and then not miss something than when you're basically forced to go out and you're like, what have I missed? And the person next to you says, oh, you missed the best bit, and you just like put your head in your hands and you're like, well, why did I have to go?
Yeah.
Oh, last bit of Captain Marvel news for anyone who's wondering if you will get a chance to watch it or not. Apparently, Captain Marvel will be rated a PG-13 in America or PG/12A in England. What 12A means, I don't know if anybody knows. Basically, if you are under 12, you can watch it, but you have to have an adult supervise you.
So that's the A. The A is the adult? Okay.
Yeah. we actually had this. I think it was with Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire in it. I think a lot of people wanted to watch it, but obviously we only had PG and 12s. So it was like if you were under 12, you couldn't watch it. So they sort of introduced 12A. So it was a case of so you could say, so we're saying this to the adults. Yes, you can watch it, but you have to make sure that you go and watch it with your children or somebody who's adult age watches it with them.
So with adult supervision. Okay, that makes sense.
That's Oh yeah, we're both James Bond fans, aren't we?
Yes.
Right. Some news. United Artists, which, as we know, was released a lot of the old Bond movies when we had Roger Moore, Sean Connery, Timothy Dalton, but it all sort of went after. It was sort of when Pierce Brosnan took over. It was like, who's United Artists anymore? Well, good news. MGM and a picture company called Annapurna have joined forces to venture in something called United Artists Releasing, which will be releasing Bond 25 under that banner. I know. I was actually quite chuffed with this. So it's not done. It's not bothered. It's not. I'll say entirely done by MGM. It's not distributed by Columbia. It's distributed by United. And say will please a lot of I'll say the old school Bond fans because it actually does.
Timothy Dalton, that was like 80s Bond.
Yeah. All released with United Artists. So it's kind of like a bit of a connection to the past.
So, Dino, we have like 3 minutes left.
Wow, we haven't even got on 20. Right.
So we'll definitely have to do a part 2. There'll be so much to talk about when it comes to movies.
Right. I'll tell you what, one last bit of news. We both love our 80s horror, don't we?
Yeah.
Halloween might be going ahead with a sequel.
Oh wow!
Yep. Now Jamie Lee Curtis has been told to she will come back if David Gordon Greer, who directed the first one, comes back in the director's chair for the second. Now, me personally, he did a brilliant job. Even John Carpenter said how much of a good job he did. Now, it's like the old formula. If it's not broken, why change it?
Yeah, exactly. I keep the same winning formula.
Yep.
So, before we go, did you see Alita? Or
I did, yes.
What were your?
I'll give you one quick reaction, which I'm assuming you want. Is I will say worth a watch. James Cameron, Robert Rodriguez, two of my favourite directors, two visionaries who have made something absolutely brilliant. There is no other word for it. Yes, people will find a lot wrong with it, but it's James Cameron.
Yeah, and
the guy is known for pushing boundaries.
For me, it made me want to see Avatar. Now I'm anxious for Avatar too, but there's a lot of people here in the States that are on the fence. My 2 cents was the visuals were awesome.
They were.
The storyline could have been. I mean, there was certain predictable parts in the storyline, but overall, I was entertained. I liked it. I was. Yep. So
she was a person who could be related with in many instances.
Exactly. And the visuals, like her face, like I forgot that she was. I mean, the way they did everything is like I'm like, man, she looks very human, but the eyes is what stand out, and then even the fighting scenes were amazing. It kind of reminded me of Artificial Intelligence.
Oh yeah,
Avatar. Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, just when you said AI, I just the only thing I remember about that movie was Jude Law saying the only thing that will be left is us. Yeah. Oh yeah. One thing I did like was Dua Lipa's song at the end.
Oh yeah.
I do. I must admit, I am a fan of Dua Lipa, and I absolutely love that song.
So I hate to say it, but we've come to an end. We got 55 seconds. And people, please comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know what movies you want us to interview. And Dino, could you let people know where they can find you, comment, and reach out to you on the internet?
Yeah, I always say this. I'm on Facebook. I do have a Twitter page called DK. I'm sure it's called. Is it DK Film Reviews? Yeah, DK Film Reviews. I do use it, but I always go on see if anyone's joined. Message me, so I'm on there. So if you ever want to message me and ask me a question about anything, please do. I'm always here.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving us a call. This Furious and Deano here, UK film reviews on Deeper Than Music Radio, and we just went over some great movies. Comment, please let us know what you think and what movies we should talk about.